The headline: Gunmen abduct journalist in Adamawa State. CBN debunks Naira scarcity. The court orders Emefiele's release from EFCC custody. From the international scene, Israeli air raid kills Palestinian journalist and family in Gaza. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thank you for joining us, and now the details. We start with security. Gunmen have abducted a journalist, Usman Sahabi, in Yola South local government area of Adamawa State. The staff of Adamawa Broadcasting Corporation, who is also the chief of staff to the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, according to family sources, was abducted at his Wuro Cheke home at about 1 a.m. on Thursday. About 5 gunmen broke into his residence, whisking him away at gunpoint. Confirming the incident to the media, the spokesman to the Adamawa State Police Command, Superintendent of Police Suleiman Ngoroje, said the police has deployed all operational assets to ensure the journalist is rescued alive. SP Ngoroje appealed to the family and the public to remain calm as police works around the clock to ensure his return safely. Ahead of December deadline for circulation of old Naira notes, cash scarcity has hit many businesses in many parts of Kano State. The point of sale operators say that they are no longer getting enough cash from banks as customers are forced to accept whatever amount they can get. Trust TV's correspondent Idris Jibrin reports that most ATM machines in Kano are also empty due to lack of cash. Take a look.
In Kano, scarcity of cash is already making life difficult for most people. According to POS operators, banks are giving them less than they require to meet the demands of their customers. Honestly, the scarcity of cash has returned again. We that operate POS, we try our best to go to banks and get cash, to go to filling station, markets, and several other places to get cash. But now, the bank cannot give you as much cash as you desire. Even if you go to the filling station, you cannot get as much cash as you need. But for others, the cash may be available at their disposal. But the charges have been increased from 100 naira per 10,000 naira to 200 naira per 10,000 naira.
See, it's very hard to get cash when you go to the bank. Some banks have just maximum of 20k to give to you, and others 50k. So, and you can't just work with 20k or 50k. So you have to go from bank to bank to at least accumulate a large sum that you can use for your business here. As long as you have the charges, for my 10k, I charge 200 naira. Okay. So as long as you can pay me 200 naira, if you want 100,000, I'll just calculate it. 200 times 10, that's 2,000 naira. If you can pay, I give you the 100,000 naira, and then I quickly rush to the bank again to see how I can, gather if I don't have cash.
There is no any official statement from the CBN or any financial institution regarding the latest development. But residents say their businesses are beginning to suffer due to the present lack of cash. Well, actually, our businesses are beginning to suffer. We are dealing with so many people and dealing with so many businesses. Now we can't get cash from our customers. If we go to the POS like this one you have seen me, they will tell you that they can't give you exactly what you need. Although businesses are going on as usual across many parts of Kano State, there are growing concerns that the persistent cash scarcity may likely create untold hardship in the next coming days. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
In the same vein, there is a growing concern among members of the public in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, that cash in circulation is becoming increasingly scarce as residents and business owners complain of lack of access. Although the central bank has assured Nigerians of adequate liquidity, the situation as in Maiduguri is reminiscent of the cash crunch in late 2022. Charles TV's Beatrice Kuruti has a situation report.
The mild cash crunch in Maiduguri metropolis is causing unease among residents as many fear a repeat of last year's experience when the central bank rolled out its monetary policy. The unusual naira scarcity is unsettling businesses as available cash is running out with demand increasing by the day. Even point-of-sale operators are unable to augment the shortfall of available cash in circulation.
We used to go to local government because local government they are having more cash than us. So we used to go to local government to search for money and come back to it into Maiduguri right now here. Like even today, I even went to the one of local government before I get the cash. Based on my perception, I did not hear anything about this scarcity of naira. They only say that it's December, but government has not talked about old note or new note up to now. It's just people that they have started hiding the new note. That's the reason why scarcity here in Maiduguri is too much than any place.
Some residents speak on how the current situation is disrupting their activities on a day-to-day basis.
Because this cash now as I come here now to look for cash, I even asked for 10,000. They even say that I should pay 10,500. I don't know what thing happen. I even tell them say make you collect 10,300. He say collect 10,300. Voila, we are suffering because of this cash.
Like yesterday, what can I say? I do market like 120,000, but the thing waiting for my pocket is just only 3,000 to buy food for our house, and I don't get cash. The kind of people where I suffer for buying all those cheap and where I will do for my house because all those local people where they are selling something do not want to collect transfer.
We even ask our friends that they are used to work at the bank. They say that the bank people. The problem that they are facing now, CBN they are not giving them cash because they don't know the actual. They didn't talk about the actual time where they will change that money, that old money.
There are fears that the scarcity might be connected to the deadline of the old naira notes issued by the Supreme Court, which would take effect by December. Beatrice Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
The Central Bank of Nigeria has allayed fears of Nigeria or naira scarcity in the country amid reports of insufficient cash circulation in some commercial banks nationwide. CBN, in a statement by its spokesman, Isa Abdul Mumin, blamed some customers for panic withdrawal using ATMs. Abdul Mumin, however, says the Apex Bank is working to ensure the seamless circulation of cash nationwide. CBN also advised citizens to embrace alternative modes of payment, which it noted would reduce pressure on using physical cash. From late last year to early this year, Nigerians suffered a cash crunch owing to the introduction of a CBN's policy of naira redesign. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has affirmed the election of Senator Ali Ndume representing Borno South and Kaka Lawan representing Borno Central. The three-member panel headed by Justice Biobele Judge Will held that the two appeals against the lawmakers lacked merit. The Independent National Electoral Commission had declared Ndume and Lawan as winners of the National Assembly elections in their respective senatorial districts. The Borno State National and State Election Petition Tribunal had dismissed the two petitions challenging their election victory. Not satisfied with the judgment of the tribunal, Kumalia and Satumari lodged appeals before the Court of Appeal. The court dismissed the appeals and affirmed the election of Lawan and Ndume. There is a mild drama in Jalingo, the capital of Taraba State, when PDP stakeholders from Donga local government threw caution to the wind, engaging in a free-for-all fight. The incident, which took place in the executive chambers of the state government house, arose from the inability of PDP Donga caucus to build consensus on a candidate for the party ahead of the council elections in the state. The party had jettisoned the primaries for the selection process, choosing instead to find consensus among stakeholders. While some of the stakeholders wanted to zone the position, others wanted to impose a candidate supported by a former lawmaker. The tensions boiled over as disagreements persisted, leading to a physical confrontation between the PDP members at the venue. The Taraba State Council elections have been slated for November 18th. Justice O. Adenichi of the High Court in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, has ordered the immediate and unconditional release of the immediate past governor of the CBN, Godwin Emefiele, from the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Thursday. The judge gave the order following a motion ex parte by Emefiele's legal team. Ruling on the application, Justice Adenichi ordered the unconditional release of Emefiele from detention forthwith, or, in the alternative, produce him in court on the date fixed for hearing of the substantive motion on notice for purposes of being admitted to bail by the court. The EFCC arrested Emefiele on October 27th, immediately after his release from the custody of the Department of State Services, where he had been kept since June 10th. The embattled CBN or ex-CBN boss has been embroiled in legal matters since his removal from office by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. 5 persons have reportedly died after a truck veered off the road, crashing into a number of cars, tricycles and motorcycles late Thursday afternoon at Pape Junction in Abuja. Our correspondent, Dorcas Yakubu, has the details.
According to eyewitnesses, the truck driver lost control of his vehicle and ran over motorists on the other side of the road, killing at least 5 people on the spot.
First of all, mashed to Okada, the Okada man and the passenger from here. He moved down straight, made some keke. This keke was still right here. The Okada, the mechanic where they repaired the keke, he killed him, killed the 2 people here. A keke napep that carried 3 students. He killed one of the students and the 2 of them get wounded.
When I started hearing people shouting that student was there, that student died, and my son just left my place, I ran to this place. I see dead body. They have already taken the children. The children that is inside that keke, all of them, they die. Before I come, I see keke people, many of them, they have died on the floor.
One of the survivors who narrowly survived the incident narrates how the unfortunate incident happened.
I was coming from the junction, heading to Pape, so the tipper Felbury was crashing people, was coming, was just keep coming. Before you know it has reached my point. And that's how it happened. It's God that just take me away from it.
You were inside the car?
Yes, I was inside the car alone. So I was heading to the Pape.
The incident, which happened close to Abuja rush hour, destroyed cars and tricycles. Speaking on a development, the sector commander of the FCT, Chori Muta'a, stated that their rescue team recovered 5 dead bodies and 10 injured persons. He added that 13 vehicles and a motorcycle were involved in the accident.
The problem with Pape is a very serious issue. And then we have a quarry and at Pape area, and then I think they also carry sand down. So, of course, you know that because of the slope, just like the Kubo area along Yanaros, sometimes you see some of these heavy-duty vehicles failing brakes. And because of that, they run into other smaller vehicles. And you know that Pape Junction specifically, you make every effort to clear people around that place. But you see, sometimes when you are dealing with people, you have to just continue to appeal to them. You know, so because of the crowd of people that were there around that place, that was why it ran into those keke napep. It brushed about 2 initially and carried 3 additional ones and then crashed with them. So in fact, we had to get a total of the tipper for us to be able to retrieve some of the corpses that were trapped in the tractor.
Speaking on a development, residents call on government to expand the road infrastructure in the area to avert road congestion and further occurrences. Dorcas Yakubu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching News Update on Trust TV. Coming up, we take a look at public health concerns in Katsina as dry season sets in. These and more after the break. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome to Creative Lounge on Trust TV. My name is Ahmed Mohammed Bello and I'm going to be taking you through my journey as an artist.
The early history of human existence can be traced at the heart of northern Nigeria. Here, archaeologists found evidence of a group of people who sculpted clay and developed tools to smelt iron. The local artifacts tell the tale of skilled craftsmen. Evidence of ironworking and tools date from roughly the 7th century BCE at Taruga, near Abuja. The fertile lands around the Kaduna River provided the perfect settlement for this thriving civilization. This is the area largely referred to as the Nak culture. Red-colored earthenware sculptures called terracotta were found within a 500-kilometer radius of Taruga.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Update on Trust TV. Here's a recap of our top stories. We brought you gunmen abduct journalist in Adamawa. And CBN debunks naira scarcity. Moving on to more stories, some of the students of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, arrested and later released by the operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission are now demanding an apology from the anti-graft agency. The OAU night operation might have informed the decision of the EFCC to discontinue night sting operations for all EFCC commands in the country. Hamid Oyegbade files the report.
The EFCC operation on Wednesday disrupted peace in parts of Ile-Ife as community members protest the arrest of 69 students for alleged internet fraud. The atmosphere around the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, remains charged despite the release of 59 students by the anti-graft agency. The public relations officer of the university, Abiodun Olariwaju, who confirmed the release of the students, called on them to put the incident behind them and focus on their education.
We have to avoid things like this. Things like this should not keep occurring, and the names that have been published, they should just find a way to take it down, and the blogs, everything, they should take the names down, because this is just a defamation of character and can be used against them in the nearest future.
It is unfortunate that they still use the archaic, the very moribund modus operandi to make arrests first, parade people, even put their name in the public space, and at the end of the day, they are looking for evidence. It's sad that today, many innocent students and their names has been soiled in the name of policing.
Our students are well trained, well mannered, and they are sound in character. It is unfortunate that their hostels were raided outside the campus premises. And even from the word raid, it shows that the EFCC just got there, arrested anybody in sight.
The Vice Chancellor of Obafemi Awolowo University, Adebayo Bamire, urged EFCC to partner with management of institutions of higher learning in the country by organizing seminars for students to shed light on the dangers of financial crimes and internet fraud. Amid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.
The current hazy condition in some northern states has called for regular checks on some strategic places to ensure effective monitoring, safety and protection of public health. In Katsina State, Trust TV spotted some environmental health officials at Charanchi markets monitoring food vendors, slaughterhouse and other strategic places to ensure compliance with safety regulations. Abdullahi Yamadi completes the story.
The regular monitoring is key in ensuring safety of foods and effective adherence with regulations by identifying and mitigating potential public health risk in the markets. The sanitation officials were seen observing and providing education and guidance on best practices on food safety and sanitation to market vendors. This slaughterhouse has been without water since its rehabilitation by Charanchi Local Government Council, and butchers have to resort to water vendors for cleanness, a situation that is unhealthy for the business. The environmental health officials had to issue warning to the butchers for public safety.
We are conducting thorough investigation and inspection to ensure that whatever we are inspecting to ensure the safety and it is free from any diseases.
Elsewhere in Charanchi Market, the monitoring team cross-examined some cows confirmed unhealthy by experts and advised stakeholders to do the needful. This cow was also identified to have been slaughtered outside the market slaughterhouse, which forced these officials to interrogate the owner about the safety of consuming its meat. This exercise is not only limited to local markets. The environmental health officials were also noticed monitoring restaurants, bakeries, and residential houses in Katsina City, offering health and sanitation tips to owners.
Any government program that is coming up, especially one that is established, not in form of ad hoc, must be backed by a law. So they have their own laws to some extent. They can call for prosecution or sanctions because their main goal is to prevent diseases from spreading and to protect the health of the environment as well as the health of the people.
Experts commended Governor Dikko Radda's administration for reintroducing this practice and suggest consistent monitoring to ensure a healthy and habitable environment. The practice is also expected to reduce contaminated food-related diseases and other health concerns. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
In business, the naira has risen to 1,120 against the dollar as the foreign exchange market reacts to news of the Central Bank of Nigeria commencing clearance of some of its FX backlog on Thursday. This represents an appreciation of 50 naira or 4.27% compared to 1,170 naira each traded for on Wednesday. Currency traders, also known as Bureau de Change operations or operators, say that the naira is recovering well after making a quick recovery from 1,170 per dollar in the morning to close trading at 1,120 naira per dollar. From the international scene, an Israeli air raid has killed a journalist working for the Palestinian Authority's television channel, as well as 10 family members. Palestine TV accused Israel of carrying out a deliberate assassination of Mohammed Abu Hattab as it bombed his family home in Gaza's Khan Yunis in the south of the territory. Sources at Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis said at least 11 people were killed in the strike. The statement said an airstrike hit Abu Hattab's apartment shortly after his arrival. And with that, we wrap up news update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs and documentaries. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.